Greetings, sending all some warm, positive vibrations. Shout out to all of my early risers. This is Body Culinary, aka Kwasapeacefull eating. And I'm up early, of course, researching and studying. I can't help myself. So while I'm up this morning, I'm thinking to make some moisture for my hair that is oil free. And I love things that I can eat. Whatever I can eat, I also like to put on my hair and my skin. So no, I'm not interested in any oil. I've done that. This works for me. So today I just grated some nopales. So I pulled it right out of the yard. So I used the hand grater. So I didn't use my Vitamix or the other fancy stuff. I grated with the hand grater, the nopales. There's some other videos on this channel with the nopales. And I had two pieces of aloe also that I pulled out of the garden. So I just slit them down the middle and scrape them. So this is two small pieces of aloe. I'd like more, but this is what I have so far. So it's still dark. I don't want to go outside. I'll get into 20 other different projects. So I have the aloe, but also what I've been using this week, and I use things that I commonly have inside my garden kitchen apothecary, is cucumber or pepino. So these are staples that I have outside in the yard and also in my garden. So whatever I eat, that's also what I put on my hair and skin. So somebody was asking, what do I use on my skin? I used to have a lot of acne. I use food. Excuse me. I use food literally on my face. I'm not joking. So I've had people laugh at me. One of the high-end gyms that I've worked at, training folks, they're like, "What are you putting on your face?" So after I came out of the steam room, and stretching in the steam room in the sauna, I was eating grapefruit, so I put the grapefruit on my face. So just think about it, and I like to always refer to my grandma Lou, who I think the great grandmothers. They're just very, very simple, and I find that works for me. I don't feel like health should have to be complicated. So if we're spending all of this money on these creams and powders and concoctions, I'm definitely for luxuriating. To me, it just intuitively makes sense to use it fresh. Now, there's a distinction. If it's fresh, that means there's no preservatives in it. But I'm okay with that because I'm eating fresh food all the time as a lifestyle, which is not a diet. So I'm using it anyway. So now this morning, with my juicy nopales is already a little green. With the cucumber, I'm going to peel this one so I don't get too much. I don't want too much green residue on my hair. And so I just have it up in these light little scrunchies. My hair is a reddish brown. I don't dye it. Yes, I do have, a few grays. Some people are like, don't you have grays? I have a few sprouting up. Oh, this feels so good. Ugh, just to massage it. So it's no oil in there. This is the texture. It's light. It's bouncy. So I can't take a lot of violence on my hair or too much harsh handling on my fine, kinky, textured hair. So I like things that are very, very loose and gentle on the hair. So I love these scrunchies. And I found that the two different colors, they kind of go with the color of my hair. So I think that's a little note. So I'm just going to put this out really quick. Too much pulling, tugging hurts. I won't have a hairline. And I'd like preferably to hold on to the hair that I have. If it's ever hanging on by a shoestring, I don't have a problem cutting it off. Over in this little corner of the universe, natural bodies matter. So the main priority is that our tetas, that we're divinely assigned, that they're tumor and growth free. All right. So I have the cucumber here. I'm going to get to my movement practice. I've always got numerous things going on. So I'm going to peel the cucumber today, and I think I'll compost the cucumber skins. I've got plenty of cucumber. So actually, let me back this up. Back it up. I've got fruits and vegetables everywhere. That's how we get down over here. So I'm just scraping the aloe. So now I'm going to just quickly peel the cucumber. And I really, I treasure handling my own food. Most people think that it takes too much time. And by the way, we've got sprouts going on over here. We've got several things. There's also a workshop going on. 30 days of whole living foods and fitness. Like it's a master class. So we're making some crackers and crunchies, which are a nice transitional food for folks. Right? Instead of doing so much potato chips and junk food and things that are fried with all of those hydrogenated fats, even the junk food in the health food store, it's wonderful to know exactly what's in your food, and it's wonderful also to prepare your own. So we're doing that as well as covering in these 30 days, emotional and stress eating. So that's what we're working on. So that's pretty quick. Got a little paring knife. So if you see any kind of discoloration, just trim that off. So I have my pepino and my cucumber. I have 1 cucumber. This was 1 leaf of Nopales that I grated with the box grater. And I had 2 small pieces of aloe. So I'm going to rough cut this. So let's put the cucumber skin. Let's just go ahead and put that inside the compost, which will stick into our compost outside, which is going to make some great compost for your garden. So hopefully everyone is starting a garden. We have our little Afro flower garden. All right, so let's think what I'm going to do with the, it's a big cucumber, but I think I can cut this up. This is the container I usually use for turmeric. So I'll just rough chop it. No, let's use a bigger one. It's going to grind down to nothing. Let's use one that's a little bit bigger. Make sure we have enough room. Now, I've done aloe moisturizer, cucumber moisturizer, rosemary. There's a video on this channel for cucumber and rosemary and aloe moisturizer as a spritz. So you have some options, especially if you're considering going oil-free. We have options. Do what works for you. But if you're considering going oil-free, here's the 1 cucumber here. You have options, right? So I think that this water, to me, living water is always going to be so much better than the water coming out of the faucet, right? So I'm just going to pulse this really quick inside of this. That's it. Right, so that's our 1 cucumber. And let's get our plant milk bag. Love these plant milk bags. I still have a few. And I'm also going to use, let me just grab a measuring cup. So I really like the big ones because this has the markings on it. So I know this can hold at least 32 ounces, even a little bit more, 4 cups. So we're not making that much because with whole living foods, it's not meant to last forever, right? That's a big distinction. So I'm just going to simply pour in the cucumber. It smells so fresh. And I'm not going to blend the aloe. I'm going to squeeze it. So I'm just going to pour the aloe right in. All that nice mucilage. And I'm also going to pour in to the plant milk bag. I'm going to pour in the Nopales. Now there's no oil here, so I can rinse this all with water. So I'm going to do the back up so we can keep everything nice and neat. Just in case anything wants to go. It's always a good idea to clean as you go. Make sure you rinse off the aloe because if you're going to put something else in the bowl, it's going to taste it's going to taste bitter. You don't want your fruit necessarily tasting like aloe. So I love to spend time in the kitchen, experimenting, making concoctions, and making the foods that love my body back. Right, that's peaceful consumption over here. Foods that demonstrate that they love your body back. Okay, so we just rinse those out. So now we have the plant milk bag. I'm just going to put it inside the bowl. Make sure I have the Nopales out. So now we have in here, we have the cucumber. We have the cucumber, we have the Nopales, and we have the aloe. And we're simply going to milk the plant milk bag. So shall we? Let's see, let me back this up so you can see a little bit. Let me back it up, child. Right here. Here we go. You don't want no accidentes. All right. So let's milk the plant milk bag, shall we? Shall we? And let's put a little water on for some tea. There's nothing like warm water with lemon or some nice tea. Use the cleanest water that you can find. So that'll give me enough hot water for the day. So these are all our little early day rituals, right? Our little routines. So yes, this is what the hair is looking like. I like it. So let's milk this plant look back, shall we? So look at that. So I may even put it through twice. See all of that's coming through? You see the texture? So there's a lot of nice mucilage. So think about this is all natural. I could drink this actually. In contrast to, I remember when I used to buy the tubs of the black styling gel, right? So when folks are asking me, what am I putting on my face? If I can eat it, then that's also what I will put on my skin. So shout out to my early risers. The early risers get the prize. So this is beautiful. This is so soothing for your skin. This is so soothing for your intestines. So again, I can eat this. And I'm thinking, well, what do I want to do with the pulp? I can actually take the pulp and I can make a little bit of a scrub if I want to, or I can simply compost it. So look at this. I'm not blending anything. Now, if I blend this, I'm going to get a lot more air bubbles and it's going to break down. I'm not going to have the same amount of mucilage to it. Just the aloe. Good morning. Good morning. Everybody, you're in my kitchen healing, kitchen garden apothecary. So again, the cucumber, the pepino, I got from some local farmers yesterday at the farmer's market. The aloe and the nopales I'm pulling out of my garden. Oh, let's coffee. So far, I got a nice amount in here. And it smells so nice and fresh. No chemicals. I just intuitively, I just always think of my grandma Lou. One of the most beautiful human beings, if not the most beautiful human being I've met. So pleasant and present. And when I think of her, I'm like, I think she would just laugh. I just don't feel like health should have to be complicated. I don't feel like I should have to be dependent and someone's done every protein powder. I don't think I should have to be dependent on protein powders. I don't feel like I should have to be going to the health food store for expensive stuff. Doesn't mean I won't go to the health food store, but I'm like, I just like a lot of this stuff I think I can just do myself intuitively. And rather than it takes time, think about we're spending so much money, a lot of money, hundreds of dollars on creams. I like luxuriating. But somehow it just doesn't seem to make sense. It doesn't seem to make sense. Look at this. This was just sitting here. So I didn't even put it through the blender. So for folks thinking, oh, I need a Vitamix, if I have a knife and I have a cutting board and my grater, I'm good to go. I got this nice water-based gel, right? If I want to, then I have water coming up. So I got a good amount. I got about 12 ounces of gel. That's a good amount that I can put inside. I'm going to transfer it into a squeeze bottle. This looks so, look at that. Wow. Can you see all of that? No blender. So that's just the nopales. That was only one nopales leaf. One nopales, 2 small aloes, and 1 cucumber. So again, this is not meant to last forever. If I were to take and blend this, the texture would be different. This would be more like a juice. And then sometimes I'll do a juice. I don't do gel all the time. So now if I keep aerating it or stirring with the whisk, it's going to break down more. So I don't need to do that anymore. And I can put this right on my face. So, chocolate folks, Afro folks, Black folks, we like to be shiny. So I don't have anything on my face. Ooh, that's refreshing. This would be really nice when it's hot outside and it's been very hot here. I can smooth my eyebrows and my eyelashes. And also the aloe makes your skin tight. The aloe is fantastic for your skin. And so is the nopales. So I'm not exaggerating when I say I put food on my face. I'm not exaggerating. Now, you know how much they would charge me for this if I went to the store and I'm making it fresh? Which I can see because it takes time, but then it kind of doesn't. You know exactly what's in it. You can put it in your refrigerator. So let me get my squeeze bottle. So this was the cucumber juice that I've been using before. So it's not bad, but I don't want to mix the two batches. So I'm going to pour this out. I'm going to make a fresh batch. Let's get our little funnel. I have two funnels. I love gadgets. I have to be careful not to overdo the gadgets. So I have two kinds of funnels. This is my old reliable funnel. And, you know, we got our little kitchen garden apothecary. And then I have this funnel. It's a little bit bigger, but this one, I can fit this right on the bottom of the sieve. And then if there are any leftover pieces of the aloe or any pieces of the food, which we strain pretty good, but to get it as smooth as possible, we could also use this one. I think I may just put it directly into, but let's see what both of them do. Then we'll put some tea on. What kind of tea do we want this morning? See, some people think it's a drag, but I consider this good quality time with yourself. Now, if it's as this is very mucilaginous, right? It's got a lot of body to it. It might take a little bit longer to go through this sieve, but let's see. Okay. So we have that one. We have our water on for our tea. And which tea do we want to use this morning? Child, wouldn't you know it? I sprained my finger this week during exercise, moving real fast. So I've been loving Flor de Tilo. Also, I think it's also called linden flower. And I also have Aloe. These were some of Dr. Sebi's favorites. I'm not a Dr. Sebi devotee. I'm not putting anybody in a pedestal, though I greatly respect his work. Right? I have several elders I really respect their work. So let's just make some tea. So I'm going to put some of the Aloe right inside. And I don't sweeten my tea, which is interesting because one time, I remember a time where I could not imagine drinking tea without sweetener. And over the years, your palate will change. I don't need it. I don't need the extra sweetener. I actually like to taste the herbs. So let's put some hot water on our tea. So that should last us all throughout the early part of the morning. We have a nice container of tea. So we're going to let this steep for a little bit. So that's our Aloe. Then I'll decide what we want to do with the pulp. So I'm curious to see how our cucumber juice, or not our cucumber today, cucumber, nopales, and aloe, how it strains. So I can't help myself. I'm experimenting. So let's strain in 2 containers. Let's see what happens, how it strains. I'm curious. How will this thick gel, how will it strain through? Where's my spatula? How will it strain through? Let's see. Right. So again, it's just the aloe, the nopales, and the cucumber. And we did not blend it. So the only reason, you can pour it right through a regular funnel, Oh, this may be fine. But just to capture any little bits and pieces, because if you have bits and pieces of aloe or the cucumber, anything left in your hair, when it dries, it's gonna look like dandruff. And I have to say, I don't even think, you know what? I don't think about length checks. Length checks? Yeah. Doesn't even occur to me to do length checks. It just doesn't come up for me. Dandruff, non-issue. So wow, straight right through, nice and easy. So it's just a little bit of sediment still left inside the strainer. So that's like a handy dandy trick. If you don't have this one, you can just put your a funnel and put like a sieve, a smaller sieve, like one of these. You can even take one of these and use a smaller sieve with a fine mesh on it with your funnel to strain it out. And there you go. So we strained it first with the plant milk bag, right? Our plant milk bag is over here. So we still have the pulp from the aloe, the cucumber, and the nopales. And now we have a gel. All this we can rinse with hot water. So how much gel does this give us? Yeah, still almost 12 ounces. And I'm going to put it into. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Is it going to fit? Bam. Perfect. Perfectamente. So this I will keep in the refrigerator so I can take cotton and just wipe my face with it. All right, so let's moisturize the locks. Maybe I should end this and start it again so the video is not too long because I know people usually press for time. So I'll stop and I'll come back and then we'll moisturize these locks.